The skyline of Austin has changed a whole lot since I was here for my college days. Austin is one of the fastest growing cities in the country. And with that, every day there's new buildings, new streets, new detours. So it's a somewhat difficult city to navigate, but it's also exciting because there's so many more people moving here. When I was here first as a student, I was here with a specific purpose to do my studies. Now, having been through undergrad, having worked a few years in the professional world, and then also my time in formation with the Paulists, I have a much bigger perspective on life around the country. And I think my experience as a Paulist has really helped me realize what does it take to form a new community, what does it take to find people that you can relate to, find people that you can share your faith with, and also how does Christ journey with us as we grow. The St. Austin's community, I think, really lives out the gospel values with such integrity and with such passion, such conviction. One of our biggest strengths is our outreach ministries, our help to those in need. I saw that up close when I came in as the associate pastor during the pandemic. The needs were tremendous, but also the community really stepped up. They really found in our people and in our volunteers a compassionate voice. The Paulists have really been on the forefront of adapting our ministry to help people continue to stay connected to the church, even when for reasons of health they have to stay at home or they have to stay distant from one another. I think that's been a tremendous blessing, and I think that that's certainly going to continue long term. At the same time, I think that people also recognize that online Mass is just not the same as it is in person. Especially our sacramental theology, our understanding of who we are as people that need connection, people that need relationship, people that need communion. There's always going to be a need for people to gather with one another in person as well. One of the big draws of Austin is that it has a lot of wonderful scenery, and on my days off I love to come here and run around what's Town Lake or Lake Ladybird, as you can see. I love running because it's a familiar activity, it's a contemplative activity. It just allows me to kind of take out all the stress that I have on the trail, through a good workout. Quite often I need some time just to pray and process and think about, the events. And when I do promise that I'd hold people in prayer, I really do that. So a lot of my life is also spent not just looking ahead, but also looking back and just praying with and praying about those who are suffering, those who have come to me for help, trying to, listen for where God might be present in those moments and hopefully be ready to share that spirit with people in the future. I was ordained in July of 2020, so I'm still a relatively young priest, and at St. Austin's, I have the privilege of doing ministry throughout the life cycle. I think it's a great church to start at as a young priest because I get to see all different aspects of people's lives. So straight ahead, you'll see the tower. That's the main administrative building of the University of Texas, where I spent 4.5 happy years when I was studying mechanical engineering and liberal arts. It's also where I came to know the Paulists through their ministry right next door to UT. So I made so many really good friends while I was here. It was just such an adventure of learning. It's interesting now because I take this same route, not to go to the engineering campus, but rather to continue onward to St. David's Hospital. So right now at the parish, we serve 2 different hospitals that are within our parish community. Welcome to our temporary home. We're leasing this house for the next few years while we wait for our construction project to finish. So it served us well so far, and we actually have many parishioners who happen to live on this block, so come on in. So welcome to our temporary residence that we're in. We kind of have this great room, this living room, dining room, kitchen combination here. So this is where we spend a lot of our community time. We make it a point to have dinner with each other almost every night, and especially a nice lunch on Sundays as well. So this is where we continue our community time. We also make it a point to pray evening prayer every night together as well. So here in my bedroom, I have a few items from Colombia to remind me of where my father came from and where my grandmother and many aunts, uncles, and cousins still live. So I get this a lot. My name's 100% Italian. It's Paolo Leonardo Puccini, but my father was born and raised in Colombia. So he came from a family that was Italian. His mother, my grandmother, was born and raised in Milan. His father was born and raised in Colombia, but from an Italian family as well. So I love both aspects of the culture. I love how warm and friendly the people are in Colombia. They're always full of joy, full of celebrating all of life's special moments. And I've also been able to stay connected with my family in Italy, my relatives from my grandmother's side who still live in Milan. And I love a good coffee, which I think is a wonderful mix of both cultures too, especially a really strong espresso. For my ordination, people were quite generous with gifts, probably, like they would be for a wedding or a major life milestone like that. So I splurged and I bought a coffee grinder and an espresso maker. So for me, it's one of life's simple joys. It's something I enjoy every day, and it's just a great reminder of the good gifts of life through coffee and also the generosity of the community.